We're straight cutting across to breaking news that's coming in. India has formally objected to the US's decision of supplying parts, technical support to Pakistan for their F-16. India has hit out at the US decision of providing $450 million of assistance. This is technical support to Pakistan for their F-16. This is the big news break coming in. In fact, several times India has formally lodged a complaint now over US and the United States helping Pakistan and providing that $450 million tech support for their F-16. Now, while India has clearly objected to America's decision of selling equipment and providing technical support to Pakistan for the F-16s, the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for South Asia and Central Asian Affairs, Donald Lu, spoke to us here on India today and explained the reasons for America's decision.
The F-16 sales of equipment is a concern for India, given that quite a few times we see, or we've witnessed, even America has witnessed, that the equipments are not always used for the right reasons. Did this issue come up during your meetings with New Delhi, and what was the concern that was raised, and how did US address it?
Well, we heard several concerns, obviously, from the government about this. Let me just say very clearly, this is a safety and maintenance program. There is no new aircraft being considered, no new capabilities for the really old aircraft that are being maintained, and no new weapon systems. This is very much about a worldwide policy that the U.S. government has. Whenever we provide or sell defense equipment, we support that equipment through the life cycle of that particular system. So in this case, that means spare parts and maintenance. What we are proposing to provide, and it's a sale, it's not assistance, would be servicing of engines and wings of aircraft so that these airplanes can actually stay in the air safely. Some of these aircraft are over 40 years old. Without this sort of assistance, they would be a danger to the pilots and potentially to other people.
And let's bring in our Foreign Affairs Editor, Geeta Mohan, for more on this. Geeta, good evening. We just played out the conversation that you had with the Assistant Secretary of State for South Asia from the United States, and he clearly defends the decision that's been taken by America. But take us through exactly how India has, in fact, lodged a formal complaint. What's the kind of wording that India has used in this?
Well, the protest was not written per se, Akshita, but the protest in terms of concerns were raised during the meetings, and this is very crucial for one to understand that for India raised concerns because this was the Trump administration that had stopped all kinds of sales of F-16 aircraft, as also equipment and weapon systems to Pakistan, and it seemed like this was a reversal of the decision. But instead of looking at it as what India's concerns are, because India did raise the concerns, lodged a protest on the issue, on the news that came out whilst Donald Lu was in New Delhi. But Donald Lu's response to India today is the story, Akshita, because this is a major snub to Pakistan. America telling Pakistan that they are only going to refurbish aircraft, many of them older than 40 years. And there are no new weapon systems that are going to be up for sale for Pakistan. So that certainly is the story, and New Delhi certainly quite at ease with the decision of DC in explaining to New Delhi that your concerns have been allayed. This is not a sale. This is not sale of new aircraft, but sale of equipment required for the older ones.
All right, Geeta, thank you very much for joining us with all of those details. Interesting to see how this plays out. India saying that we're not very happy with that decision, but the United States maintaining that they are taking the right steps, and this is in no way helping Pakistan, really.